It's 6 a.m. and you're watching Fox 31's Good Day Colorado with Steve Kelly, Peggy Bunker, Heidi Hammett, meteorologist Crystal Egger, and Ken Clark with traffic.
A busy Friday morning at 6 a.m. now. I'm Steve Kelly.
And I'm Peggy Bunker. And why don't we get a head start here on our Friday morning with a check on your weather with meteorologist Crystal Egger.
Well, good morning. It is crazy on the roads, crazy in the weather department. We have one warning after another coming through, and it's hard to keep up with all of them. This storm is moving out, so the snow is starting to taper off in the high country. We had some lingering snow showers over the southeastern plains, still a few of those left over at this hour. But for the most part here in town, it will be mostly sunny. The snow will begin to wind down the mountains before another disturbance moves in from the northwest. That's why we have new wind watches issued and new winter storm warnings, which I'll go through in detail coming up. But a quick forecast for today here in Denver. We don't expect any moisture. 42 this afternoon, breezy at times. But another change to the weather later today could make it tough to get to the high country even through tomorrow morning. Those details coming up in just a few minutes. Back over to you.
All right. Thanks very much. Meteorologist Crystal Egger there. 6:01 now. Be prepared for some serious detours this morning. What started out as a broken water pipeline, now a 40-foot wide, 16-foot deep sinkhole that has shut down the northbound lanes of I-25 at 58th.
And that is where we find Fox 31's Leland Vittert. He is live there right now. He's been out there all morning. Now, Leland, this, of course, is causing a lot of headaches in terms of traffic, right?
Well, a huge problem in terms of traffic. This is I-25 right here you see behind me, and right now they're trying to repair a major fiber optic line for Quest Communications. That's the black line you see there, and then you see the guys working here. What happened is when this broke yesterday afternoon, some 2 million gallons of water flooded right here. They had to excavate all this dirt and get it out. We're going to show you a look now from the ground, and you're going to see the 66-inch main water pipe that they have brought in to try to get this thing fixed. And in this process, essentially the only way to get northbound is on I-25 heading north in the HOV lanes, which means for the rush hour traffic, I-25 southbound won't have those HOV lanes. And even this morning, it has begun to cause a real mess.
Oh, it's a big mess. Yeah, it's a mess. Everybody's going around it by going up either Brighton Boulevard or Washington, and so you got big delays. And all the people coming up Washington, well, yesterday, all the way down Brighton Boulevard to go up through Commerce City. There was a line all the way past our lot.
What do you think it's going to be like in a couple hours?
Oh, it's going to be a big zoo.
And that's how it is right out here on the work site. So far, there's about 100 men out here. Denver Water we have, of course, CDOT here for I-25, and then you have Quest Communications over here trying to repair the line that's cut out phone service to a lot of the businesses in this area. And what they have to do next is once they get all the dirt excavated, that's when they can start bringing in more dirt, fresh, dry dirt, fill that in, put the concrete over. They'd hoped to have it done this morning. Now they're saying it's going to at least be through the afternoon rush hour while I-25 remains shut down northbound as they try to get this filled in and fixed. Steve, Peggy?
And the best case scenario is, Peggy, we were talking with Stacy Stegman a bit earlier ago, is this afternoon. Worst case scenario, though, much later. And that's obviously going to be a little frustrating for the afternoon rush, people going out of town.
It's almost a good thing that it's the weekend, because then they'll have kind of a lighter commute day tomorrow to keep working on that. And speaking of the commute right now, why don't we check in with Ken Clark in the traffic department. Hey, Ken.
I tell you guys, it's also good that it occurred along the northern side of 25. Though yesterday's rush hour was brutal, hopefully today's won't be near as bad. We're dealing with a lot of problems both in the city and west of town. As you make your way around the city this morning, obviously these conditions are going to continue to change. We now have problems actually down along 25. Unfortunately, our first crash is a north accident sitting just about 38th. So I can honestly imagine that people were confused because of the closure. Traffic essentially shut down. They're pushing everybody into the HOV lanes. That can create confusion. So now 4 cars are involved in a crash through the center part of town at 38th. If you are trying to leave Metro Denver because those HOV lanes are open, traffic is getting through, but it is getting through at a slow slower pace. The southern side of 25 will also continue to fill in and slow down as those HOV lanes, you don't have access to it. That will also impact the RTD buses as they will get stuck in traffic. You could be dealing with severe delays. Take a live look from CDOT west of town. The highway is shut down. I-70, you're dealing with closures along I-70. You're dealing with closures along 285. The closure list west is bigger than the closure list here through the metro area. You can see it on the map. A lot of the areas are blocked out, and there's just essentially no access up into the high country. Even Highway 9 into Breckenridge is closed. The only road that is open is Highway 24. Takes you all the way down in towards the Colorado Springs area, 25 back up. But these conditions are not going to change anytime soon. Meteorologist Chris Tomer is out in the elements essentially at the beginning of the closure on the Denver side. Chris, and you're up around Beaverbrook. It doesn't look too bad where you're at least it didn't earlier.
No, you're right, Ken. This is the second time this has happened this winter, as you know, because of wind and snow. I mean, right now on the handheld weather instrument, I've only got winds to about 10 miles per hour here at the Beaverbrook area. But as you were just showing, up the road from here, near blizzard conditions, and that's why it's closed. Take a look here at the closure behind me. The cars, the trucks, everybody is forced to line up or get off and turn around. Those are the only options at this point. Folks just wondering, when is this going to open? We've also got some video for you showing you what it is like up the road that you cannot see. These conditions are up around Georgetown, shot by a viewer. Just amazing conditions up there. You can see just like a war zone almost, with cars parked all over the place. Part of the I-70 closure, you can't even get there. You cannot get there from here, as Steve likes to say a lot of the time. And a lot of people just hovering, trying to wait out this storm. But unfortunately, Steve and Peggy, as Crystal's also been saying, we've got back-to-back storms. So as this first one moves out, the second one will move in this afternoon, making an opening of this very difficult.
And having been there, boy, do I sympathize with those people that are just trapped on the side of the road. Oh.
11 hours for you that one time?
Yeah, I was there for 11 hours once, and these people, you know, it's so early in the morning yet, and it looks like they're not going to be moving anytime soon. So probably a lot of people rethinking their weekend plans. You bet. Well,
keep it here on Good Day before you head out. That's always a good idea. And, of course, always check in with myfoxcolorado.com. We'll continue to update if anything good happens, okay? It is 6:07. It's good to have you watching this morning. Let's go to Heidi Hemmett now outside of weather and traffic. Other news making headlines right now.
Yeah, busy morning, Steve and Peggy. And new this morning, a fire breaks out at a middle school in Aurora. Firefighters say the fire started in a small building on the south side of Prairie Middle School. Investigators on the scene say the fire looked suspicious. As far as we know right now, school will be in session this morning, but we will let you know if that changes. And another fire destroys a $1 million home in Westminster. Firefighters were called to a house on 81st Place near Highway 36 and 80th Avenue and found heavy smoke inside the house. One firefighter actually fell through the floor inside the burning home. Luckily, he was not injured. The fire gutted most of the house, but no one was inside when the fire started. We have some big political news making national headlines. Republican Mitt Romney has dropped out of the race for president. Romney announced his decision yesterday afternoon, effectively sealing the GOP presidential nomination for John McCain. Romney says by continuing his campaign, he would have divided the Republican Party and made it more likely Hillary Clinton or Barack Obama would win the White House. Meanwhile, Focus on the Family founder James Dobson says he'll be endorsing Mike Huckabee. Dobson says Huckabee has the best views on social issues like marriage, religion, and abortion. Dobson said earlier this week if McCain wins the nomination, he will not vote in the November elections. Back here in Colorado politics, a state lawmaker has apologized for calling teen parents sluts during a meeting about health care. Some members of the House Republican caucus complained when Representative Larry Liston made that derogatory comment. They say it was inappropriate and unacceptable. Now Representative Liston says he regrets using that term.
When I made the comment, it was kind of off the cuff, and I really obviously wasn't thinking in terms of the unfortunate use of the word, and which I definitely regret.
Liston says he's disappointed that his choice of words overshadowed the message he was trying to convey about taking personal responsibility. And of course, yesterday, that comment was the focus of our question of the day, and a lot of viewers thought he was completely out of line. Steve and Peggy?
Yeah, it's kind of an abrasive word. Most people don't respond so well to it, especially coming from an official in a political meeting.
Yeah.
A little tenuous. It's good he apologized.
That was good. I think that was the smart move right there, don't you think?
That's right.
By the way, I just want to mention here at the bottom of your screen, you'll notice just a few closures and delays. You need to be aware of those, of course, so keep an eye on that as the conditions continue to deteriorate off to the west. That list will be updated. Go ahead.